This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 5th day of August in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. President Irfan Ali administered the oath of office today to 3 members to serve on the Public Service Appellate Tribunal, which will be chaired by retired Judge Justice B.S. Roy. The other 2 members of the tribunal are former Permanent Secretary Haider Ali and attorney Abiola Wang Innes. She was recommended by the Public Service Union. The Public Service Appellate Tribunal is authorized to hear and determine appeals of persons aggrieved by any decision of the Public Service Commission in respect to any matter related to the appointment or promotion or exercise of disciplinary control. President Irfan Ali.
The tribunal serves as a guardian of fairness and due process with the system within the public service. The tribunal stands as an essential safeguard within the public service system, ensuring that every public officer's rights and interests are respected. By offering a platform for redress, the tribunal empowers public servants to challenge decisions relating to appointments and disciplinary actions, which they perceive as unjust.
Additionally, Dr. Nanda Gopal took the oath of office as the new chairman of the Public Utilities Commission, saying that his appointment is coming at a time when the country's public utilities space is transforming. The Public Utilities Commission is the regulator for public utilities operating in the electricity, telecommunication, and water sectors. And according to the President, the regulation of these utilities is crucial in ensuring that the rights of consumers are protected and that essential services provided to citizens and businesses are reliable, affordable, and are of the highest quality.
Public utilities play a crucial role by enhancing the quality and reliability of essential services. These services directly impact the efficiency and growth of businesses. The quality of public utilities can act as either an incentive or disincentive for attracting investment. Improved utility services ensure that businesses can operate with fewer disruptions, reduce operational costs, tap into new opportunities, and acquire competitive edges.
And the President also said, given the critical role that public utilities play in daily life and economic activities, sound regulations are essential in safeguarding the interests of consumers, businesses, and the utilities themselves.
So you can see your role in the Public Utilities Commission directly impact our competitiveness as a country, directly impact our ability to maintain a stable and project a stable business environment.
He said historically there has been a gap in those who access and do not access the services of the PUC, and therefore the agency needs to do more to ensure it reaches out to all citizens. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger,
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Yeah.
Well, Prime Minister Mark Phillips believes Guyanese are experiencing a better standard of living than they were 4 years ago. And he has said that is due to the policies of the governing People's Progressive Party. The PPP is celebrating 4 years in office. And according to the Prime Minister, when the government took office back in 2020, there were a number of challenges facing communities across the country. During an appearance on state TV, he said most of those challenges have been addressed in the past 4 years.
And what we have seen over time, over 4 years, is a general improvement of the life of the people in those communities, because we have a government that is committed to improving how we live in every community throughout the length and breadth of Guyana.
And the Prime Minister also noted that the government's development agenda is to ensure that all Guyanese enjoy a higher standard of living.
With One Guyana, our President made it clear that he is for the development of all the people of Guyana. And we will bring development to all the people of Guyana. We don't care whether you voted for the opposition or you voted for us. We are on a developmental trajectory, right? And we are ensuring that every community is touched by our development plans for all the people of Guyana.
And touching on the government's support for African Guyanese, he said many predominantly Afro-Guyanese villages continue to benefit from government initiatives, and the government's support of the emancipation celebrations is testament to its support for African Guyanese.
Our policy, again, remains inclusive governance. All the people of Guyana must benefit from our policies. Africans, Amerindians, the mixed race, East Indians, everybody will benefit from the policies of Guyana. For example, we on the verge of African Emancipation Celebration. We've recently provided financial assistance to many African organizations throughout the length and breadth of Guyana, because we feel that this is not only an important celebration for African Guyanese, but this is important for diversity and for all Guyanese to understand the importance of that period of slavery that led to emancipation and the continued contribution of African Guyanese to the development of Guyana.
The People's Progressive Party Civic was in power for 23 years, from 1992 to 2015. It lost the 2015 elections to the APNU-AFC coalition, but made its way back into the halls of government following the 2020 elections. Opposition Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal has called for a full overhaul of the country's public procurement system in order to stop widespread procurement corruption, which he said currently exists. Vice President Barajagdio has been speaking on the issue and has promised a crackdown of corruption in government. But in a statement over the weekend, MP Mahipal, who is also a member of the Public Accounts Committee, said that the current system, which is governed by the Procurement Act of 2023, has demonstrated significant flaws, particularly in the roles of the Evaluation Committee and the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board. He explained that because the tender board is composed solely of government appointees, it creates potential conflicts of interest and undermines impartiality.
This has led to concerns about favoritism and corruption. The evaluation committee's responsibilities are not being met effectively. When bid evaluations do not adhere strictly to the established criteria, it undermines the fairness of the process and has resulted in contracts being awarded to less qualified bidders, and in some cases, unqualified bidders. The government often justifies current inefficiencies by referring to past practices.
Mahipal said immediate and proactive solutions are needed to address current challenges. His recommendation is that at least 3 of the 7 members of the tender board be nominated by the parliamentary opposition. He said those members should be selected from among individuals with proven integrity and expertise in business, law, finance, audit, and administration.
This change would promote impartiality and enhance public confidence in the procurement process. The evaluation committee must adhere strictly to bid evaluation criteria and select the lowest evaluated or responsive bidder based on submitted documentation. Proper training and adherence to clear guidelines are essential to ensure accuracy and fairness in the evaluation process. Also, penalties must be enshrined in law for office holders who deliberately act to favor friends, families, and favorites.
Mahipal noted that immediate amendments to the Procurement Act are necessary to address the issues that currently exist and align with best practices. This, he said, will provide a solid foundation for a more transparent and effective procurement system, as he urged the government to take decisive action to stamp out the current corrupt practices in the procurement process.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Monster, bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that my crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster, grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Even with citizens complaining almost daily about the steep rise in the cost of living, President Irfan Ali has indicated that the impact of the cost of living on citizens in Guyana has been cushioned by his government's deliberate policies and measures. During a live Facebook presentation on Friday night, the president said the steep rise in the cost of living, which includes price increases of food, has not escaped the attention of regional leaders or his government. He explained that since 2020, the government has introduced a number of policies and measures that have cushioned the global rise in food prices.
In Guyana, as you're aware, our government has taken a lot of initiatives to combat cost of living, to combat these inflated prices, the inflation that we're importing, so as to have a situation where the transfer prices are not transferred in its totality to the consumer, because the government initiatives and policies are providing that cushion, providing that stability.
The global rise in the cost of living has been linked to the COVID-19 pandemic, which disrupted food production along with transportation and logistics. In response to that pandemic, governments introduced a number of fiscal measures, including stimulus packages, interest rate cuts, and direct financial support to individuals and businesses. However, President Ali explained that the measures resulted in aggregate demand, which outstripped aggregate supply in most countries, leading to inflationary pressures. The Russian-Ukraine war has also resulted in the rise in the cost of energy, labor, and transportation. Citing an article by Global Finance, President Ali said inflation spiked in 179 out of 194 countries 2 years ago. In Latin America and the Caribbean, some of its largest economies recorded inflation rates that reached a 15-year high in 2022. President Ali said similarly, international food prices rose sharply in 2021 and 2022.
When you look at our figures, when you look at the inflation rate for Guyana compared to all of these regions, it is just remarkable the way we have been able to manage our economy, the way we have been able to cushion this cost, and the way in which we implemented measures that targeted directly and indirectly, first, the increase in production, two, to disallow the transfer of the inflated prices to the consumer, and fourthly, to ensure that the most vulnerable in our society were protected.
It was also noted that back in 2021, the government restored zero-rated status to all food items and other basic household necessities, such as wheat and flour, basic bread, oats, unflavored cracker biscuits, and cooking oil, to reduce food inflation further.
VAT on machinery. Remove VAT on machinery and equipment used by farmers in the agricultural sector. This is to advance mechanization, increase productivity, and reduce cost of production. We establish a broiler breeder facility so that we can have more, instead of having the full effect of imported inflation on hatching eggs. We are now developing the capacity and capability to produce our hatching eggs here in Guyana, so we'll save that foreign currency and reduce that imported inflation also.
The president said, coupled with money policies that have resulted in credit to the agriculture sector increasing from $122 billion in 2019 to $219 billion by 2023, the measures have resulted in a significant boost in food production. The Alliance for Change is demanding a comprehensive update from the Guyana Elections Commission on measures being implemented to improve the country's electoral system. The 2020 elections spanned a period of 5 months from polling date to the final results being released, with the major parties claiming electoral fraud. At a recent press conference, AFC executive Beverly Alert said the discrepancies in the voters list contributed in no small part to the resulting standoff.
There is no longer any public confidence in the integrity of the electoral list, and unless every effort is made to find a solution, there will be continuing distrust in any electoral outcome. Verified instances of votes cast in the names of deceased persons, immigration records indicating non-resident voters, and other irregularities underscore the urgent need for a more robust and transparent system.
With elections set to take place next year, alerts said it is imperative that the Commission informs the nation on the steps being taken to rectify the identified flaws, adding that many of the issues highlighted by the elections of 2020 cannot be addressed through claims, objections, or continuous registration exercises alone.
As of March this year, the voters list contains over 700,000 names, a figure that is way out of proportion with the population size. While we acknowledge the court's ruling on the removal of names from the list, or non-removal, let's say, the chairperson must outline how the Commission plans to handle the bloated list and its implications for the next elections. It is crucial for the chairperson to provide recommendations on achieving a more accurate and acceptable list of electors. Can the chairperson assure this nation that the current system will inspire public confidence in the 2025 elections?
The AFC, like its coalition partner, the APNU, has been pushing for the adoption of biometrics and electronic voting to enhance electoral integrity as part of a menu of measures proposed. Alerts to the chairman's position on the use of biometrics and other technologies must be clearly articulated ahead of the elections. She also said it is important for the electorate to be assured that measures are in place to ensure a fair, transparent, and credible electoral process in 2025.
Updating the voters list is crucial for ensuring the integrity of the electoral process. Key considerations and steps based on global best practices, including biometric registration, continuous voters education, regular audits and cleanup, and a robust legal framework. Biometric registration through nationwide biometric data collection and integration into the electoral database reduces the risk of duplicate registrations and impersonations. Continuous voter education via media campaigns and community outreach programs educate the public on the importance of updating their information and understanding the electoral process. Regular audits and cleanup involving cross-checking the voters list with national database such as birth and death registries and immigration records on a biannual or annual basis to ensure accuracy are important.
The Alliance for Change believes there should also be a review and amending of the electoral laws to address legal barriers to maintaining an accurate voters list. A 70-year-old man from Norton Street in Lodge narrowly escaped an execution attempt at his home. According to the man, Raymond Knipe, who works as an electrician, just after he parked his minibus in his yard at around 9:15 on Saturday night, he noticed a man dressed in dark-colored clothes walking towards him. The elderly man told investigators that a man pointed a gun at him and pulled the trigger, but it did not go off. He said he started to run and raised an alarm, and as he attempted to open the door to his apartment, the man fired a number of shots in his direction. He sustained 2 gunshot wounds and collapsed on the ground. The assailant was seen escaping from the area in a waiting motor car, which was last seen heading in the direction of Mandela Avenue from Norton Street. The injured man was rushed to the hospital, where he remains hospitalized. Investigators said they discovered 3 9mm spent shells at the scene. There has been no arrest.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high-quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy, or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Yeah.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
NYC, New York City. Get ready as the original Big People Party with the same vibes you've seen and loved comes to you this Labor Day weekend on Saturday, August 31st with some of the biggest one-man bands out of Guyana and New York. Look out for Super A, Murphy, Busta, and Super Terry. Big People Party! Along with the legendary Glenn Washington.
Baby, don't take my kindness for weakness. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right.
Glenn Washington and his band at Industry City, New York City. Get your super early bird general tickets at $40 and VIP access $150 all inclusive, and all are available at hjexperience.com. This event is brought to you by Hits and Jams Entertainment, Marvelous Entertainment, and GD Events. It's the original Big People Party at Industry City, New York City on Saturday, August 31st, the big and proper edition.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. Thousands of Venezuelans marched across the South American country on Saturday over its contested election, as President Nicolas Maduro told supporters some 2,000 people had been arrested during the protests against the results. Venezuela's Electoral Authority, blasted by critics as favoring the ruling socialists, proclaimed Maduro the winner in the July 28 vote, saying on Monday he obtained 51% compared to 46% for opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez. The authority reaffirmed a similar margin on Friday. The published election results sparked widespread allegations of fraud and protests. Subsequently, security forces cracked down on protests, which Maduro's government labeled part of an attempted U.S.-backed coup. This time, there will be no forgiveness, Maduro told supporters at a rally in Caracas, where he said some 2,000 people had been detained in connection to crimes during the protests. He pledged maximum punishment. Maduro's supporters said they were defending democracy. Elsewhere, opposition supporters marched to demand justice, with their leader Maria Corina Machado, who emerged from hiding on Saturday to join her demonstrations on the streets of Caracas. Armed men, backed by farmers in trucks and tractors, attacked indigenous people reclaiming land in Brazil's farming state of Mato Grosso do Sul at the weekend, injuring 11 of them, government officials and a rights group said on Monday. The Ministry of Indigenous Affairs said 5 of the 10 people injured on Saturday were taken to hospital to be treated for wounds from gunshots and rubber bullets as a result of the first attack in the farming district. On Sunday night, the farmers broke through a rope put up by the indigenous group to mark the land they claim and set fire to their tents, police said. At least one person was injured by a rubber bullet in Sunday's incident, said the Indigenous Missionary Council, a rights group linked to the Catholic Church. It said police had failed to stop the farmers. And finally tonight, international news. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country on Monday after hundreds of people were killed in a crackdown on demonstrations that began as protests against job quotas and swelled into a movement demanding her downfall. Jubilant crowds stormed into the grounds of the presidential residence unopposed, according to Reuters. The flight into exile ended a 15-year second stint in power for Hasina, who has ruled for 20 of the last 30 years as leader of the political movement inherited from her father, assassinated with most of his family in a 1975 coup. Hasina had left the country for her own safety at the insistence of her family, her son told the BBC. Hasina was so disappointed that after all her hard work for a minority to rise up against her, he said, she would not attempt to mount a political comeback. He added, earlier, the Army Chief General announced Hasina's resignation in a televised address to the nation and said an interim government would be formed. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.